Everybody has their favorite crab cake recipe. Some people like Old Bay, some people like Dijon, a little extra crab, a little less crab. I always like lots of crab. So for our recipe, we're baking it, not frying it, so it's going to be a little bit more healthy. First, we're going to cut up our green onions into 1-inch pieces. And we do this so that they process really evenly. So I'm just cutting through these. We're using the white part too. And then next we're going to go on to the pepper. And to do the pepper, I like to just cut it in half. And then I pull the seeds out and the core out, just like that. You can just kind of shake those seeds out. There we go. And then I'm going to cut this into 1-inch pieces too. I usually cut on the inside fleshier side. It's easier to cut when you're cutting on this side. There we go, 1-inch pieces. Basically, you want the pieces to match your green onions so that they process the same. One more to cut up. I'm going to pick that little bit of seed out, cutting that. It doesn't matter if they're really even. You just want them about the same size. All right, next we're going to move over to our large work bowl. And I have the large chopping blade in. I'm going to pop on my lid. I'm going to turn it on and I'm going to process my garlic. There we go. I'm going to add in my onions. And the red peppers. And then we have some parsley leaves here, and the stems are picked off. These are Italian parsley leaves. You can use curly too, but I prefer the Italian. So we're going to sprinkle those in. Okay. I'm going to add my large feed tube back in, and then I'm going to pulse this just to get them nicely chopped. Not too fine. I'm going to take a peek. All right, those look great. I'm going to head on over to my skillet because we're going to cook these up. Our vegetables are still a little bit warm, so I'm going to let those cool while I move on to tartar sauce. There's nothing like homemade tartar sauce. It's so easy to make. We have some green onions that are cut in 1-inch pieces so they process really evenly. I'm going to sprinkle those in. Then we have sweet gherkins. Add those in. And then fresh parsley leaves. That's nice. Stems are chopped off of those. Okay, now we're going to pulse these. Just we want to kind of break them up. I'm going to take a peek. Oh, that looks good. All right, next we're going to add our capers. And that's going to add a nice salty tanginess to this. Dijon mustard. Dijon mustard is also going to add a really kind of robust round flavor. We have some dried dill. Now, if you wanted to use fresh, you certainly could. And we have some dried thyme. And these are all going to add big flavors to our tartar sauce. Pulse it a few times. All right. This is so fast. Now I'm going to add some strained yogurt. Now you can strain this yourself, or you can buy like a Greek strained yogurt. You can go full fat, or you can go low fat or non-fat too. Then we have some mayo. And again, you can use full fat, you can use light, you could use fat-free. There we go. And nice big pinch of black pepper. If you like spicy tartar sauce, you can always add a dash of Tabasco too. We're going to pulse. Let's see how we are. Oh, that looks good. I'm going to just show you the consistency and texture here. This tartar sauce is full of goodies. Look at that. It's got capers, it has gherkins, lots of herbs. This is going to be delicious with our crab cakes. And speaking of crab cakes, We're gonna make some right now. Now we have our crab meat, and this is blue crab meat. You can also make it with Dungeness. I'm a West Coast girl, so I like the Dungeness. There's always the back and forth between the West Coast and East Coast on which kind of crab you like. Use whatever you like best. Now we're gonna add our cooled vegetables. I'm gonna pop that in. And then we have lots of other goodies to add. We have some Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard, we have Old Bay spice, and then we have our mayonnaise. I'm gonna add a couple of dashes of hot sauce. You can use however much you like, however spicy you like it. Then we have our eggs. I'm gonna mix this up a little bit before I add our breadcrumbs. Just a touch. Okay, we're gonna add our breadcrumbs. These are panko breadcrumbs. You can use homemade if you like, but you want to use a dry breadcrumb in this because there's lots of moisture that's going to need to be soaked up. Okay, I'm just going to keep mixing this to incorporate it. I don't want to break the crab pieces up too much. I just want to get it all combined. I'm almost going to fold it. I'm twisting my bowl as I'm folding. All our breadcrumbs have soaked up nicely here. Now I'm going to prepare my pan. Just going to give it a quick spray. Now I'm going to form the cakes. This recipe makes about 12. I'm just going to scoop a little bit out. And then with my hands, I'm just going to form it into a nice little patty, just like that. For appetizer size, you could make them about half this size. Look at those. And the breadcrumbs have really soaked up, and our crab cake mixture is nice and tight. It's real kind of formable here. Just gonna put those down. I've got my last patty here. Don't those look beautiful? Okay, I'm gonna head off to the oven, 400 degrees for 20 minutes. It won't matter if you're from the East Coast or the West Coast. You're gonna love these crab cakes. I can't wait to try one.